And it's been hot and humid here, but it's hard to believe, like with everything else that's going on around the country, that we have not hit 100 degrees yet. Huh?
I know, it's pretty unbelievable, but thankful that that hasn't happened,
yes.
that's for sure. But we have certainly had the heat index over 100 degrees, so it's felt like 100 degrees. So, I mean, the difference, hardly none. But yesterday we had some storms that tried to come into northern Oklahoma in our storm trackers route. We don't have that today, so I think we're just going to be full sun and all the heat. But yesterday, no, our storm trackers, they went out and they saw some of these storms and of course some cows there, but power lines down, and thankfully it seems like those cows were just fine and crews were all over that pretty quickly. But we did have some really cool looking supercell structures that came out of Kansas and tried to make their way into Oklahoma, but they died pretty quickly. But you can see the stack plates there and some very heavy rainfall, lots of lightning. There was some hail within some of those storms way up north as well, and even some Mammatus clouds. And we had a lot of those. A few viewers sent in some pictures of the Mammatus clouds up around Woodward as well. So at least those did make it into the state, but it did not stop temperatures from just being a little too warm. Now we can go to Lynx 1. I'm going to show you just kind of what's going on today. So again, looking for that high of about 100 degrees, but notice the heat index just a few degrees higher than what the actual air temperature is going to be. So humidity, yes, that is not really going to be a big thing today. It's certainly going to be there, but because the humidity is going to be a little bit lower, the air temperature will have more opportunity to climb a little bit higher. Storms today in Kansas and Nebraska, those are taking a different route. Those are moving off to the southeast. So today, I just think it's going to be dry and hot. So we're already at 90 degrees. So far, 21 days in Oklahoma City, but we have yet to hit 100 degrees. But that's certainly going to be a possibility, not just today, but tomorrow as well. Now, west of I-35, there's been lots of days where we've had temperatures over 100 degrees. In fact, 14 so far down in Alta. So heat advisory and excessive heat warnings all across the state this afternoon. You have to take those necessary heat precautions, limit your time outdoors, stay hydrated. This is our downtown camera of our Lucky Star Skycam network. We're at 93 degrees, a southwest wind. 19, wind gusts at 25, dew point at 65. So again, the heat index only at 95, not a huge difference. Temperatures range from that low to upper 90s across the north, but we already have a couple of 100 degrees showing up 101 right now in Harmon, and we're not done climbing just yet. A southwest wind between about 15 to as much as around 35 miles an hour. That's just going to help to just kind of blow the hot air around. We're not the only ones dealing with the heat, of course, all the way from parts of Mississippi all the way back down to California. We have the heat advisories and excessive heat warnings because that is where the heat dome currently is. But over the next couple of days, it's going to back off just a little bit, and that's going to allow for at least some rain and storms to kind of move in kind of a northwest flow. And as we get into Friday, some storms should at least move into parts of northern Oklahoma. That will also drag a cold front in here. That's going to give us a chance of severe weather. More importantly, drop our temperatures down into the 80s. But by the time we get to later on in the weekend into early next week, the heat dome does come back and temperatures start to go back up. So looking for a high of about 100 in Oklahoma City, but upper 90s, low 100s all across the west. Overnight tonight, we're going to stay pretty clear with temperatures dropping down into the mid and upper 70s. Tomorrow morning, a slight chance of rain and storms really across the north, about a 10% chance anything does make it into Oklahoma City. Tomorrow afternoon, 100 again, but we're also going to have a boundary to the north, and just out ahead of that, or at least behind that front, I think temperatures will stay in the 90s. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, still a slight chance of rain and storms along and north of I-40. I think tomorrow night to Thursday morning, that chance will increase in the northwest and also out in the panhandle. So for Thursday afternoon, temperatures in the mid-90s in Oklahoma City, about 100 in Lawton, 101 in Hobart, 96 degrees in Clinton. By Thursday afternoon and evening, still a slight chance for most of us, but storms are going to be a little bit more likely in the panhandle. Thursday night into Friday, here comes the cold front. I think during the day Friday, it's still going to be just to the north, but still a chance of rain and storms across the north, and some of those could become low and severe. We're talking quarter-size hail, wind gusts to 60 miles an hour. But after that passes on by, it does look dry as we get into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, into Wednesday, and that's when temperatures start to take off once again.